What's up? It's Tyra here, T to the BZ. Welcome to my Google Plus Hangout, the Model Land Hangout. This is like so cool and like so fun, and I cannot wait to get started. All right, so I got some notes here. First of all, I'm on Google Plus doing this Hangout because I went on this nationwide tour for my book Model Land, which we're going to talk about the premise and all that in a little bit. And I was like, I don't want to do like a normal tour where you get there and people sign up, and people line up in line, and you know, it's me like going, hi, what's your name? Hi, what's your name? And just doing that. I wanted to do like these symposiums, these get-togethers where we can all like talk and laugh and cry. I mean, I had girls like at the signings telling me they related to the main character and that they related to me, and this one girl like boo-hooed and like cried about her big forehead, and we like touched big foreheads together, you know. So it was a very intimate book signing, book tour, and I was like, I want to take this now to the entire world because that was only 5 cities in America. So here we are. Let's see what else. Okay, so Model Land is it's my first novel I've ever written, and it was extremely stressful for me because I'd never written a novel before. Y'all know I've been modeling and did that whole thing, and you know, produced America's Next Top Model, and I've had my talk show, but never have I written a novel. So I like broke out in like the craziest acne from stress, and I lost like about this much hair, like a dime size amount of hair right here on the side of my head. From so much stress, I had to go to the dermatologist to get all these types of creams, and the creams that y'all see on TV, grow your hair if you're losing it. That one, I had to put that there to make my hair grow back because of the stress. But in the end, you know, it was a book that I'm so happy that I wrote, and we're going to get into what it is all about. And a lot of people ask me, like, why did I decide to write fantasy and not just, like, my life story? And I feel like I haven't lived enough to write my life story, really. I feel like I want to be kind of like an old lady to write my life story. And kind of the older you get, the more you can say. Now I'd be so politically correct, you guys would be bored to hell, bored to tears. And then also I felt that I love Walt Disney and, like, magic and fantasy and just like where dreams come true, and I felt adding that layer of fantasy would allow me to just also up the campiness and that fun element, and not just take what you guys have seen on America's Next Top Model for I don't know how many years in a book, but to take it to the next level. So fantasy did that. And I have Bianca here. Bianca is my digital media head of my company. Yeah, y'all know I got a company and stuff, and Bianca's amazing. And so Bianca's going to speak for a little bit. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm real bright. Oh, yeah. I'm going to turn that down. My forehead is like a light bulb. Look at it. It's glowing. I think we can turn it down just a little bit more.
Hi all. So thanks for the intro, Tyra. I am Bianca, and we're super excited, obviously, that we're here hanging out on Google Plus. It's great because we get to come to you, hang out in your home, you're watching from your bed, your couch, with your family, with your friends. And what we decided to do was we wanted to bring along 2 of Tyra's biggest supporters, Superfam Emily and Superfam Sharontina. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have just like a fun little chat. They're going to talk about their experience with the book, some of their personal stories, and we're going to talk about some fun adventures that Tyra wrote in too. So Emily and Sharontina, you want to wave hi and introduce yourselves?
Hi.
I'm Emily.
So the way it's going to work, I know, TB, you've talked about, obviously, the book so many different times, and you've summarized it, right?
I've summarized it over and over again, and Bianca's like, I'm tired of you summarizing it, Tyra, so why don't you have the fams do it, because I've heard you on tour, I've heard you everywhere. And by the way, a lot of you guys might hear us saying fam with an M instead of fan with an N. I think fan is kind of weird to me, like fanatic, and I just don't like it. And fam is short for me for family. So Sharon, Tina, and Emily have been like really big supporters and just big lovers of, you know, Top Model and stuff that I've done. And so they're part of my fam. So that's why we call them that. So Sharon, Tina, why don't you give us a breakdown on Model Land?
Yes, I will. So Model Land is a really fun and exciting and suspenseful story about 4 girls who don't really have the beauty that society defines it as. They have these unconventional characteristics about themselves, and so they get chosen to go to Model Land. And Model Land is like the most magical modeling school that all girls want to go to. Model Land is known for only choosing girls who have that beauty that society calls beautiful. And so they're wondering, like, why am I here? How did I get chosen to be here? And throughout the novel, that's one of their main struggles. So throughout the novel, they have their own struggles and they support each other. And in the end, they overcome what those struggles are by that support. I love it. It was a great book.
Thank you, Sharontina.
You're welcome.
And there's like a theme. There's two themes for me that are really strong in Model Land. One is bullying. And I know that's something that we all, have been hearing a lot about. I know a lot of us have been victims of bullies, and some of us have been bullies and just might not want to raise our hands and be honest about that. But I wanted to write about bullying because bullying for me started at around 9 years old because I was a bully. Okay, this is separate from Model Land. This is just my life. And I was like the biggest bully in the world. I would go to school and be like, we can't be your friend, and you got to get up our clique, and da-da-da-da-da, and I'd get in girls' faces like that. I was like the head of the girls' clique and just was not a good person, I don't think, not a good kid. And I realized later the reason why I was like that is my brother used to bully me at home. So he, we had bad sibling rivalry, and he'd bully me. So I got my power back by bullying girls at school. Then when I turned 11, I grew 3 inches and lost 30 pounds in 3 months. I know that sounds crazy. Over a summer, I went from like kind of chubby to like tall and like awkward and crazy. People would stare at me, and it was probably one of the lowest points of my life. And I know it's a very young age, but it was a very low point in my life because there was nothing I can do to gain weight. Even adults would stare and make comments, and then I was the subject of bullying. So I've been on both sides. So then when I entered the modeling industry, I was very much bullied by a particular model, and we don't need to bring up her name or anything because we have since, I've asked for her. She's asked for my forgiveness, and I have given her that forgiveness. But the past is still true, and so I dealt with that bullying in a big, big way, and Model Land touches on that. Also, the different faces of beauty is the other theme of Model Land, and that's what Sharontina was talking about. Like when I was a model, when I first, I remember I booked 17 magazine, and I was so excited. I was like dancing in the agency, dancing and so excited, and then the receptionist was like, you need to stop dancing and stop being excited. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because you're a black model, and the furthest you're going to get in this agency is probably being the receptionist like me at this desk. So I constantly heard this type of stuff being a black model. Then later when I started to gain weight and boobs and butt and all that, I heard it more and more and more again. You're different, you don't fit the norm, and you're not going to be successful. And then I have girls coming up to me all the time talking about, not feeling good enough. And I started a camp to deal with beauty and body image called T-Zone. And it's just what I live by. It's why I created America's Next Top Model, to expand the definition of beauty. So yeah, y'all see girls on Top Model all the time, and yes, some do have typical, stereotypical beauty, but a lot of times I know you're sitting on that couch with your friends like, why time put her on the show? But that's what I want. It's about debatable beauty, uniqueness, differentness, because that's what makes people special. I got my forehead on blast right now to show you guys that this is like weird, not normal, but it's what makes me me. And so I want us to all celebrate our uniqueness, and that's what Model Land is all about. So the main girl in Model Land, her name is Tuki de la Creme. And I had this one person tell me that Tuki de la Creme sounded like a drag queen. You sound like a drag queen, y'all. No. Yeah, it's like, my name is Tuki de la Creme, and I'm about to sing I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor right now. That's what I heard her name sounds like. But I didn't think that when I came up with her name. Anyway, Tuki is 15 years old. She is awkward, quirky, huge forehead that goes on and on and on. She has multiple personality disorder hair. It's kinky, curly, straight, wavy. And she has one green eye and one brown eye. So she's based off of me. Of course, I don't have one green eye and one brown eye. I got 2 green eyes, but I got a big ass forehead. I can say ass on Google Plus, right? Yeah, I can say that. Ass on Google Plus. Ass on Google Plus. Kiss my fat ass on Google Plus. So anyway, yes. So that's Tuki, and she gets chosen to go to Model Land, and she has no idea why the heck she's supposed to be there.
So Tyra, Tuki has personalities like you, but I personally relate to Shiraz because she's 4'7", so she's the petite girl. Now I'm not exactly 4'7", but I'm 5'1", so I have to rock those really tall heels when I'm around Tyra because she'll come over to me and be like, "Oh my God, I'm such a short person next to you. It's so tiny." So I love Shiraz, and she has this fabulous voice that you do. Can you do it?
Yeah, so Shiraz talks like this. Tuki, I want to go to the motherland so bad, Tuki. I can't believe they want me to be in the motherland. That's how Shiraz talks. And then, who else?
Dylan.
Charantina, you like Dylan, right?
Yes. I love Dylan because she is feisty. She doesn't take anything from anybody. And, she's from Bubik Nation. She's a fiercely real girl. So she embraces all her curves, and that's what I love most about her. She's very confident in who she is.
Yeah, Dylan's got some booty. She's thick, and it's funny. Dylan is blonde hair, and she has kind of like lavender blue eyes. But I wrote her like to talk kind of like a black girl, and I don't know why. Just as I was writing her, like she was it started off kind of south, and then it started off like she's just like a black girl, even though she's a white girl. So she's like, y'all, what's up in here, y'all? She talk like that, so she's really funny and plus size and loves her curves.
Mm-hmm.
So Piper's the character with albinism, and for you guys that don't know, albinism is when you have lack of pigment in your skin. So, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. So Emily was just talking about Piper. And yes, and Piper doesn't have any pigment, and it's not polite. Tell him, Emily, not polite to call people with albinism what?
Albino.
Exactly. A lot of people don't know that. So when you see somebody, lack of pigment, they have albinism. And I saw this guy when I was walking down the street once in New York City, and he was so beautiful, and he had albinism, and he was chasing me down the street. But there were a lot of people around me, and I was like, I got to keep walking. I got to keep walking. And he was like, oh, okay. And I saw him disappear in the crowd. What I was trying to say is, I got to keep walking, walk with me, because there's too many people around. And I never saw him again. And this was when I was early on Twitter, so I Twittered him. I Twittered looking for guy with albinism, possible male model, not sure. And then my Twitter blew up with the name of Sean Ross. There was this guy named Sean Ross, and he inspired me to write Piper, who's a girl with albinism. And Piper always poses. Like, there's these models that like always pose. Sometimes they can't help it. Like, you know who Adriana Lima is? She's so like stunning. I remember doing Victoria's Secret with Adriana Lima, and she's like, Tyra, where's the ice cream? I want the ice cream. She's not trying. She just can't help it. So Piper's like that. Who else are we going to talk about?
She's also very smart and loyal to
Lizzie.
Yeah, Piper is loyal. Oh, you talk about Lizzie. Okay, so yeah, Lizzie is Tuki's best friend in Modelland. And well, Lizzie's not in Modelland. She's in Tuki's hometown. And Lizzie's very troubled. And Lizzie to me is a lot of girls that I talked to on the couch of the Tyra show. Girls that were very troubled, girls that you're not sure what's really going on, victims of abuse, girls that cut themselves, and Lizzie's a cutter. And Tuki does not understand why Lizzie is so troubled and what her story really, really is, and it's still a mystery even after the end of book 1. But there is a reason, and a serious reason, why Lizzie is so troubled. And a lot of people like her. A lot of people really like Lizzie.
She's really real. Like, you really feel, I mean, obviously that's the point of all of your characters. You really want to feel for them, but just reading her parts, my heart aches for her, obviously.
Aww.
Yeah.
And then we got Tuki's crazy mama.
Yeah.
Tuki's crazy mom, yeah.
Tuki's crazy mama is named Creamy, and Creamy is crazy. Karima is crazy. Her face is so wrinkled, almost like prematurely wrinkled. She totally favors she totally favors Tuki's sister, named Miracle. Can you imagine if you had a sibling named Miracle and your parents favored them? Hello, right?
Talk about bullying, right?
Yeah.
Hello, bullying's happening up in the house. Creamy's like the ultimate bully. Favors Miracle, thinks Miracle's going to go to Modelland, but big forehead, Tuki goes to Modelland. What's that about? And Creamy loses her damn mind, even though she's already crazy. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I think the other two really important characters, obviously, are Zarpessa and Ciel. Do you want to touch on them briefly, and then we'll start talking about some fun Q&A questions?
Okay, so Zarpessa in Modelland is that bitch girl that everybody has had in their life that is the bully bitch that is trying to make your life a living hell. And what I always say is the girl that is bullying you or the guy that is bullying you and making you feel like crap, really has the lowest self-esteem and is trying to make himself feel better. I'm saying it because I've lived it. I've been the bully. And Zarpessa is that. And she has a huge secret that Tukey knows. And Zarpessa's like, I'm going to bully this bitch and try to get her out of Model Land so my secret is not revealed. And I hate Zarpessa. I actually even hated writing her because I found her to be such an awful person. But most of the time, bullies are victims. And she's a victim herself. But just because she's a victim don't mean she got to be a bitch, right?
Certainly not. No room for meanness in this world.
Exactly. And then
CL.
CL. Okay, you know what's so interesting is, and this is something I've never, ever said.
Exclusive.
Exclusive, and I'm saying it on this Google Plus Hangout. Yes, everyone, I always say that Tukey is me, and Tukey is my 15-year-old self. But I don't talk about who CL is. And CL is an Intoxabella, which in Model Land is the most famous and the supermodels that have superpowers in the world. And CL is a pretty big one. And CL, I can't give it up too much, but she does kind of have a guilty conscience for some stuff that has happened in her past. And she goes on this quest and brings these interesting girls to Model Land because of that. And what people don't know, and I'm saying it now, Google Plus exclusive, CL is me now. She is me now. Wow. When you read CL, and I know Sharon Tina, you didn't even know that, girl. See? You know what the family.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, read CL's parts again now. And how she talks, she's like, I'm funky, and and she's just like so perky and crazy. She's me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, where do we go now, Bianca?
Okay, so now, first of all, let's give a little shout out, obviously, to everyone watching at home. Leave us your questions, leave us your comments, keep chatting, use hashtag Tyra's Hangout. You never know, we might pick one of your questions and Tyra will answer it. So
yeah, I'm going to be reading all of the questions too.
Yeah, we have a whole feed for Tyra going on, and she's looking at all of them. So we're going to pick a few of the really, really interesting special ones. So keep leaving your comments. So now, what we want to do is jump into some Q&A, right, Tyra?
Yeah, I'm ready for some Q&A.
Cool. So we don't want to have this be like regular Q&A, though. This is going to be a fun conversation. Emily and Sharon Tina are going to give us some personal stories. Tyra's going to give us some personal stories. So, Emily, why don't you start it off?
Okay, so I can definitely relate to Tukey as a forget-a-girl, but Tyra, can you explain what a forget-a-girl is?
Oh, what a forget-a-girl is? Okay, I'll explain what that is. Yeah, Tukey, she says that she's a forget-a-girl. You know, that Miracle is worshipped, and she feels like she is just a piece of trash on the floor. In fact, in Model Land, Tukey lays on her back in the middle of the school hallway. The bell rings. People don't even see her. They walk around her. They totally ignore her. She's just wishing somebody would even crush her hand with their foot, and they don't see her. And I felt like a forget-a-girl in many different times in my life, but probably during that skinny moment, you know, that weird, awkward moment. And I felt so sad and so alone, and I used to just hide my face in a book. And because I felt like I can't, maybe people can still see me, but because I can't see them, they don't exist. So a book was in my hands all the time. I'd be in the grocery store with my mama with a book in my hand because I just felt so unlovable and not good enough with how I looked. So that's where that forget-a-girl thing came from.
I was like that when I was younger, too. My little brothers make fun of me because I am such a book nerd, and all I do is read all the time. And my parents were like, it's great, she's a reader. But I was like this with a book all the time.
Next question.
I actually relate to that, too. You know, like in school, I was really, really quiet, and I was more quiet because I figured if I was quiet, no one would bother me. But it actually made me become a target. And, you know, I was really into my schoolwork. And, you know, I was kind of called the teacher's pet. So back then I wanted to be a forget-a-girl because I just wanted people to leave me alone and let me be who I was. I mean, now I appreciate my intelligence and I advocate for it. But back then it was really a hard struggle. So, yeah.
And I think the whole message of being a forget-a-girl is just to embrace yourself. Like, I think it's so important to be yourself. And, you know, it's not about, like, if you don't say nice things at all, don't say them. And that's pretty much the lesson growing up, and I think that's like what a forget-a-girl is to me.
What's your next question, guys?
Sharon Tina?
So, why did you make Tukey's parents so evil? They were so mean.
You know what's so funny is the publisher of my book is Random House. That's the company. And the main publisher, the actual human being, the publishing house is Random House, but then my publisher, her name is Beverly Horowitz. And she knows my story. Beverly knows my personal life and stuff. So she was confused. She was like, Tyra, you're writing Model Land, and she got the first draft, and she's like, you've always said that your parents were so great and supportive, but wow, with reading Model Land, I'm seeing that they were actually really awful. And I'm like, no, Beverly, no, I'm not writing about my own parents. I just needed Tuki to her life to be so hell so that she can be rescued out of this horrible state. My parents are amazing. So what I did is I wrote down a list of all the supportive things my mom has done for me and all the supportive things my father has done for me. And then I was flipped everything on its head and made it backwards and made Tuki's parents the exact opposite of mine. But my parents are great. In fact, I was just with my parents today. My brother, hey Devin, my brother just was promoted in the Air Force, and he's now a major. His name is Major Banks. How hot is that?
That is a serious name.
Yeah, so I was with my whole family today, and then we all went to have a buffet meal. And if Google Plus had Google Smell Plus, y'all would smell some garlic bread up on my breath because I was tearing down the garlic bread at the buffet. But no, my we're really close and very positive. Of course, we fight. We have the knockdown, drag out. I hate you, but it's still pretty. It's healthy.
That's funny.
What else?
But yeah, Mom, I really related to Tuki's family dynamic. My parents weren't mean, but they were absent. And I think that's even worse than being mean. Because oftentimes I had questions to say well, why didn't you take care of me, or why weren't you here? And in the book, Tuki writes a letter to her mom and, asks her all these things like, why don't you love me as much as you love my sister, and different things. And it actually encouraged me to write my mom and ask her, all the why questions. And, I'm 21, so for years I just left it and let it be how it was. And I wasn't sure if I should, so I actually wrote her a letter. I sent it to her, and I actually got answers that I've been needing all these years. So it really impacted my life.
Got answers?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And it helped. Did it help you?
Yes, it did. It helped me cope and understand why things are the way they are, and why my parents didn't raise me. I understand a lot better now. So.
Mm-hmm. So you understand from their perspective, maybe they were going through hard times. You don't have to say too much. There's millions of people watching right now, but
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the answers that I really needed. It really helped a lot. So.
Wow. Well, thank you for
thank you.
Helping you.
And I think it's also important to point out, I'm so glad you made them evil because it's so easy to make them lovable and supportive. But you never know what goes on behind closed doors when you go home. Going from school, a forget-a girl, she came home and she was a forget-a girl as well. So I think that was important. I think everyone can just relate to that. Even if you are not in her shoes, you can empathize with her situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I think it's great. You may have made Tuki's parents absolutely terrible, but you gave her some amazing, amazing friends. Yeah. So it definitely shows that friends can support you, even if your parents necessarily can't.
That's so funny, Bianca, because that's one of the messages, because I have a really close relationship with my mom. And I have friends that have told me even recently that they're a little bit envious of that. But I told them that I'm their family. Maybe they don't have a mom as close as I have to my mom, but I consider these certain friends that have said that to me as I'm their extended family. So family doesn't always have to come from your blood. It doesn't always have to be these people that you're tied to. Sometimes family can be toxic. And sometimes it's better for you not to be around your family. A very big therapist told me that. He goes, when you're doing this talk show, don't encourage family members just to be around each other. If somebody is really ruining somebody's life, remember that. It is okay to create your family outside of your bloodline. So that's what Tuki did.
Definitely. So I know we touched on a bunch of their different traits, but I love, honestly, and Emily, do you want to bring up the fact that they're all just so different and unique?
Yeah, I think it's so fantastic how they're so unique. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you ever actually say what Tuki's race is, which allows for a white girl to put herself in her shoes, or a black girl as well. You clearly explain her very well, but I don't think you ever actually say her visible skin color. Yeah,
that's so funny. That was kind of on purpose. Yes, Tuki is the embodiment of me when I was young, but I feel like if you're an Asian girl and you're reading it, you can think maybe Tuki looks like me. If you're a Latina, if you're Southeast Asian, if you're, whatever, Lithuanian. You know, you can kind of picture yourself as Tukey, and I think that's really important. Now, if there's ever a movie, she's gonna have to be some race, but maybe the casting could be open to, you know, any girl coming in to play Tukey.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really cool how I had a characteristic of every one of the characters. Like, I was really awkwardly shy, like Tukey. When I was younger, I was fiercely real, like Dylan. Like Piper, I'm really intelligent. And like Shiraz, I'm short. Like, I'm still short, so I really relate to all the characters. I thought that was really cool.
You were all of them. One thing in the book is Tukey and her friends, they like create this crew. They decide, okay, we're really close now. We need to create a name. And I'm all about names. Y'all know I like to make up names and stuff.
Yes.
So they came up with the name Unikas, like unique. So they're the Unikas. So right now on this Google Plus Hangout, I'm encouraging all of you guys to create your own Unika crews of your, you know, your friends at school, you know, or at church or temple or whatever it is, you know, to create these like bonds and, you know, of friends to reassure yourselves that you don't have to look like a stereotype. You can be original and unique and different, and that it's special. And then send me your pictures of like your Unika crews. We should do like a Unika like hand motion.
Do your Smize.
Oh, okay, the Smize. This is the Smize motion will be the Unika hand crew motion. So like if you're down with the Unika, you got to make it flow like water. Come on, flowing like water. Come on, do it, Emily. Make it flow. Make it flow. There you go. Everybody make it flow. And then do your neck maybe a little bit. That's the Unika crew.
All right, so
Okay, so
you're huge on names, and there's another huge part of names in the book too, Sharontina.
yes. All the classes, like, how did you come up with the names for these classes? I was, like, dying laughing at these classes.
Okay, so Model Land is a school. And, of course, at school you got to take classes. So, you know, on America's Next Top Model, people take runway class with Miss J. And I was like, okay, I can't just do runway class. They've seen runway class forever. So I call that runaway class. And so they're actually running on the runway and, like, just running and doing crazy stuff. There's, like, face modeling class, like to learn how to model with your face. Every model should learn how to model with her face and not just her body. And I call that class cara, 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 which means face, face, face in Spanish. And then there's a nutrition class about how to eat healthy. I don't want to call that nutrition, so I call it mastication, which is a word for chewing. Mastication. Yeah, so I did crazy names for classes because I just can't do anything straight-laced.
I have to tell you, I was rereading the
I think my
masturbation
favorite.
part while I was on the plane over here, and I was starving. I was like, oh my god, I want to eat everything that they're talking about in this book.
Yeah, the mastication chapter, you guys, for everybody on this Hangout right now, it is one of my favorite chapters. And we're going to talk about that. Well, maybe let's just talk about that part now. It's one of my favorite chapters because it really is about healthy eating, and it touches on eating disorders in a creative way. With the talk show, you know, when I had my talk show, I would talk about eating disorders very straightforward. This is a girl, she's anorexic. This is a girl, she has bulimia. This is a girl, she's a chronic exerciser. And we would deal with those stories in a very straightforward way. With Model Land, I couldn't do it straightforward because it's fantasy and fiction. So I created this mastication class, and I created a professor or a teacher in that class that can look at your tongue and tell you what you're craving. She can tell if you have an eating disorder. She can tell all different types of stuff based on magic. So it's a very fun chapter, and you're laughing and you're hungry and there's all this food and crazy stuff happening. But at the same time, there's like some serious messages about people abusing food or not putting enough in their bodies, which we know a lot of people in Hollywood and a lot of models do. They restrict food.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I think unless anyone wants to have another like personal update, we can bring some questions from Twitter at this point. You want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah.
Cool. So as everyone knows, we've been doing hashtag Tyra's Hangout for the past few days, and you've been sending in all those great questions. The first one is from Emily Bruce. Do you think that this generation of young women have an inner top model?
Do they have inner top model?
Yes.
You know what, girls in this generation, I feel like snapshots around the world are better because of America's Next Top Model. Mm-hmm. I feel like groups of girls get together and they're like, Smize! on snapshots. I do feel that. I feel like people have gotten a lot more confidence in how to pose for a photo. And I feel like the whole modeling thing, the mystique has been taken off because of America's Next Top Model, and people feel like they all have their little inner model and inner fierceness. So I do. And I answered that very self-gratifying and conceited, but yes, I think America's Next Top Model has changed the world of photos.
Have you girls practiced your smize?
Oh, of course, I practice all the time.
Okay, come on, Sharon, give us your smize. Smize is smiling with one's eyes. Smize. First, let me show everybody how it's done. Okay, this is not smizing. Let me show you how not smizing is, like this. And then smizing is like this. And it's how you sell a magazine cover, or it's how you get somebody to call you after that first date. Okay, Sharon, give us your smize. Ooh, yeah, ooh, sexy smize. Emily? Emily, your turn. Where's Emily? Oh, yeah, Emily, nice. Hold it again, Emily. Hold it. Let's get a close-up with Emily. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, Bianca.
Oh, no, I can't do smize. I could not.
Come on.
No.
I am not. Okay. Another Twitter question from Tyra Banks Ecuador at Tyra_Ecuador.
Hola, Ecuador, ¿cómo estás?
What was the most difficult part to write in the book?
Oh, the most difficult parts to write. Let's see. There's a part, and I don't have this problem. My father is my father, but there's a part where Tuki's father is doubting paternity. Another way of saying that is it's almost like a Jerry Springer moment. And he's like, I am not the father, of Tuki. Maury Povich, excuse me, I'm getting my shows mixed up. And it was very difficult for me to write that for her because I can only imagine the pain. I actually know somebody, very close to somebody that happened to. And they were 18 when they found out that their father wasn't their father, and they overheard their parents fighting. So I used that story that my friend had told me, and that was just very, very painful because when my friend was telling me that story, she was like boohooing in my arms. So that was hard to write. That was very, very hard to write.
And Emily, I want to hear from you and Sharontina. Do you guys have a favorite part of the book? I feel like we didn't even ask that question.
Yes. Okay, so my favorite part was when they went into the room with the flashback females, and they all kind of got a glimpse into each other's lives about, what their past was like and what they went through. And I thought that was really great because it kind of allowed them to really bond and create a really great friendship because they knew where each one of them had came from in their struggles. So I love that part of the book.
Thank you. That's so funny you say that like seeing somebody's past and their vulnerabilities makes friendship stronger. A lot of people know this and some people don't. I'm at Harvard Business School right now. And my first couple of weeks at school, I actually connected to around 7 people. Oh, I'm sorry, we were a total 7 people. And we were at dinner one night, and we were all like, oh, we're so close. We're going to stay together forever, friends forever after we graduate. It's just going to be just us. We're going to be this happy new family. And I looked around the room, and I was like, we're not going to stay in touch. People say this all the time. We're going to go back to our crazy lives. We're going to lose touch. We may Skype every now and then. We might do this and that every now and then, but we're not going to stay in touch. And the true way to create a bond is to share vulnerability. So we went around the table and told something very private and insecure about all of us. And to this day, we are still super close. It's almost like that blood brother thing.
Yeah.
Connect.
Yep.
And that's what we did. And that's almost kind of what they did in modeling.
Yeah.
All righty.
Cool. So, okay, really exciting part right now is that we have 3 special viewers who are invited to join because they sent out great questions using #TyraHangout. So the first one that we have is Jackie. Jackie, do you want to go ahead and ask your question?
Hi, Jackie.
Yeah. Hi, Tyra.
Ooh, you got lips on, girl. Ooh, work 'em.
I put it on just for you.
Thank you.
So I have a question. Is there going to be a fierce Modelland photo shoot on America's Next Top Model All-Stars?
Is there going to be a fierce Modelland photo shoot? Okay. You have no idea. Okay, this is crazy. Tonight, on America's Next Top Model, it airs, this is Wednesday, right? So it airs tonight. Yeah. Wednesday? It's Wednesday?
Yep.
Tonight I directed a fashion film for America's Next Top Model that is Model Land themed. So all the crazy stuff that's happening in Model Land, I have my 4 finalists get put through the paces. So you see Angelique from Buffalo, New York is doing it, Crazy Lisa D'Amato, like Big-Eyed Allison and Country Laura. They're all like kind of like girls in Model Land, and they're doing this like mini movie. And then you're going to see the mini movie at the end of the episode in judging. Unfortunately, one girl goes home. But yeah, you're going to see some Model Land in Top Model tonight.
Yay!
Yay!
I'll be smizing really hard when I
You be
watch
smizing and looking at the TV? Like,
Yes,
smize
exactly.
for me now. Smize for me now. Do it.
I'm really bad at it, but I'm like,
Come on, try. Do it, yeah.
is that not right?
No, you're not supposed to use your lips.
Oh, okay.
What's that? You can't wink. No, you have to relax. Just relax your lips. Relax your lips, and then squint your eyes. There you go. Much better. Much better. There you go.
Okay, thank you, Jackie. So
Thanks.
next we have Lana. Lana, do you want to go ahead and ask your question?
Hi, Tyra.
Hi, Lana.
I noticed that you talk a lot about self-esteem in your interviews and on your shows, and you seem to focus a lot of your time on building up. Hello?
Okay, you're there.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't hear something. You seem to spend a lot of your time on building up women and young girls and mentoring them. And I was wondering, why? Why do you spend so much time focusing on that? What drives you? What makes
Speaking
you
of
really
focus, we're
wanna do
losing your focus, girl.
that?
How
I'm
do you make your
sorry.
computer in focus? Oh, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
You know, I think it's because I've been on both sides. I've been on the side of feeling very insecure about how I look, and I've been on the side of being a model and being made up with hair and makeup and retouching and lighting and, you know, printing processes that make me look crazy, unreal. And I feel like I have a responsibility to tell the truth of what goes behind those images. And I don't feel like it's an option. I feel like it's a choice. I don't feel like it's an option. I feel like it is why I'm put here. And I feel like you know that movie What Women Want, and Mel Gibson starred in it, and he knew what women
I
wanted.
just watched the Japanese version of that just like 2 days ago.
The Japanese version, interesting. That's
Yeah.
another. Why the Japanese version?
Well, I'm interested in a lot of cultures, and I watch a lot of different stuff, honestly.
Oh wow! So it was like dubbed in Japanese.
Yeah. No, it was in Japanese.
Oh, it was the Japanese
the whole
people.
movie
Oh,
is
that's amazing.
Japanese people.
I would have loved to see that. Okay, I got it. I thought you meant it was dubbed in Japanese. So no, I feel like I kind of know what women want, of course, because I am one. And, you know, even though I had this amazing career as a model, I still have those insecurities. I still have crazy cellulite. I still have a huge forehead. I still, you know, and I feel like you have one too. Are you covering yours up in bangs?
Yeah, I cover mine up all the time, yeah.
Oh, come on, put it on blast right now. Come on, put it
Yeah,
on
here we
blast.
go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I can do that too.
Yeah, so I feel like I have a connection and a responsibility, and I actually enjoy it. So I enjoy uplifting girls. I'm going to be announcing something in a couple of months, something huge that I'm doing. I'm starting a nonprofit center, and it is a
That's great.
huge dream come true. I can't announce it yet, but it's my dream come true, and it has to do with self-esteem and for girls with beauty inside and out.
That means a lot to me. I have 6 sisters, and I have 2 daughters, which you see one right here. But
And a fine-ass husband, a boyfriend, or something back there.
yes, my husband back there.
Oh, he's a good. Come up and give everybody a look at that pretty face.
Thank you.
Come on
It's
close. Give him a
November.
close up. Give him a close up.
Oh, here.
Give him a close up. There you go.
Come
Oh
on. You
yeah.
see it?
You see me?
People, he is taken.
Yeah, definitely take it.
Aw.
He's a good man. He's like giving her a kiss. Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah, I have
That's
a
your
good
baby.
family. But
Hi. What's your name?
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. What a beautiful name. You're such a beautiful girl.
what do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, nice to meet you guys.
It's nice to meet you too.
Oh, and Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, thank you for the Christmas. Thanks.
And then our last question comes from Justin. Justin, what's your question?
Tyra, if you could teach one class at Model Land other than how to smize, what would it be and why?
What would it be and why? Justin, by the way, I like your eyebrows.
Thank you.
I like thick eyebrows. I have thin eyebrows. I wish I had thick ones. What would I teach? Ooh, people are leaving work and all making all kind of noise. Hi guys, bye. If I could teach us a class that wasn't, you know what? I would teach the business of modeling. How to count your paper, how to retire and make sure that you got some money so you ain't got to go try to marry some rich man to take care of your ass. Oh, there's a little girl. Take care of your butt. I would teach you the business side of modeling, and I would have to do it with magic because that's what Modeland is. It's modeling magic. So you might want to stay tuned for book 2 because there might be a little business school of modeling in book 2. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
We're doing all kinds of exclusives today, Tyra.
Yeah, I know. That works for me too. She's like, "What's going on?"
Cool. Okay, so we have one last fun exercise before we have to say goodbye to everyone. Emily and Sharantina, you guys know the book inside and out, but here's the big question. Tyra, I know you'll know the answer to this, obviously. Can you guys name all of the Intoxabella superpowers?
Oh, first let's say what that is. So Intoxabellas in Modelland, just a recap. Intoxabellas are the supermodels that have superpowers. And there are 7 superpowers that they have in Modelland. So go for it, girls.
Chameleon, multiplicity, 30 never, excite to buy, seduction, sixth sense, and teleportelling.
Dang, that's good.
Emily, can you do it?
Yeah, Charlemagne, multiplicity, 30 never, excite to buy, ability to sell, seduction, sixth sense, and teleporting.
Very good. So I'll tell you guys what one of the magic powers is. 30 never is what one of the magic powers is of the supermodels or the Intoxabellas, and that means that that model never turns 30. So she graduates from Modelland at like 19 years old. Every year, you know, she turns another age, and then when she hits 29 and it's her 30th birthday, she goes back to the age that she graduated from Modelland. Now, people are like, why are you like celebrating like youth like that? And I'm like, no, I'm actually being a little bit sarcastic about it. I'm being, you know, just showing how ridiculous the modeling industry is obsessed with age. So that's really what that is. Because, child, I'm 38. I ain't got no 30 never. I'm about to be 38. No, my birthday's in a couple of days. I will be 38 very soon. I started
Happy almost birthday.
Birthday comes. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we wish you an early happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Happy. Okay, I need to stop. I keep forgetting that, like.
That's the beauty of the Google Hangout. Everyone is watching right now. All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys so much. I had such a good time. I want you guys to read Modelland. I'll be honest, it's a thick, long book. Take your time. Put it on the nightstand. Bring it on the subway. Bring it to work on your lunch break. Bring it to school on your lunch break. You know, read it if you're in detention. Hopefully you're not in detention. But, you know, something just to take your time with. I spent a lot of time in the book, but you're getting to know Tukey. And then, you know, her time in Modelland and her trials and issues. And then the last 100 pages are like, damn, what? Huh? Are you serious? Really? What? Huh? Huh? So, yeah, it's a long book, but I think you'll have a really good time reading it. And hopefully when you close it and finish that last word, you will feel better about yourself. I really wanted it to be a self-esteem booster for people, for them to feel better, and also to be entertained. And I would love for you to go to my Google Plus page and Facebook and Twitter and everything else. What else I got? Is that all the things I got? Yeah, and tell me about Modelland. Tell me what you love. Tell me what you don't like, too, because I got to write a sequel, and I need to know what you don't like, too. So just be real. I got to take all the critique with the compliments, too. And this was fun, y'all.
Yeah.
And I got me a hair whip. Okay, look how long my weave is. It's so long. I get this whole like real hair. Let me show you my real hair. Like 2 years ago on my talk show, and I've been wearing my real hair. Or if I wear fake hair, it's the length of my real hair. But I'm going on vacation, so I thought, oh, why not be an island girl? And I debuted it on Google Plus. Holla. So I'm going on vacation, and I wish everybody happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah. And Merry Christmas, and whatever else you celebrate or don't celebrate, I just want you to have a great time. All right.
You too. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Tyra.
Bye. Bye.